Hey everyone, my name is Patrick. Welcome back to my channel Relationship Addiction. Today we have a story where this woman falls in love with her co-worker who is almost double of her age. Currently, this woman tries to work on her marriage because her husband did this. Let's see how this story ends. Wife had affair with co-worker need help. I caught my wife cheating on me with a co-worker who is also married. We have been married for 5 years, been together for 11, and have a daughter together. Since our daughter was born, our marriage has been in steady decline. She's a good mom, and I think we pour all of our efforts into our daughter, and at the end of the day, there's nothing left to give to each other. I will admit I have been distant, negative, and treated her more of like a roommate than my wife. She has always wanted the little things like flowers, random acts of kindness, small kisses, etc. However, she has been equally dismissive of my wants and needs from her, as my love language is physical touch. We have had talks about how to make things better and the effort we both need from each other, but something always happens where we make the effort for each other for a day or two, then it just falls back into the same old cycle. Over the past year, I have really started to notice some red flags. She has started to fly off the handle with me over the littlest things, has been almost to the point of being verbally abusive, name-calling, swearing, etc. She never initiates intimacy, and when we do, it's an absolute chore for her. Never wanted to engage me in conversation, let alone be in the same room as me for more than 10 minutes. I also noticed her staying at work late and always texting or calling this co-worker for work projects, and he was her mentor. I didn't really give it much thought because he was 55 and much older. In December, her dad had a stroke, and her co-worker was bending over backwards to get her dad anything and everything the family needed. Fast forward to last weekend. She was going out with her friends for a girls' night over 2 hours from home and staying at a friend's house. I decided to put a recording device in her car and found out my worst fears were true. I heard a 40 minutes conversation between her and this guy where they talked about their significant others. He talked about a dream and where they had intimacy, made some other crude intimacy jokes. She said she missed him several times. She does go out with her friends, but on the way home the next morning she calls him and they meet up in person. She then called me afterwards and said she had just left her friends and was on her way home. When I looked through her phone records, they were talking on the phone every day, mostly on her hour commute to work. I confronted her later that morning, and she lied several times before coming clean. She said it started after her dad's stroke because he was so supportive and was always there for her. So it's been going on allegedly for about 10 months. She also told me they never had intimacy, just made out in either his or her car in the work garage or any of the public places they met up. Not sure if I believe this or it even matters at this point. She classified it as more of an emotional affair than physical. After being caught, she ended it with him and is begging me to try and work out marriage out through counseling, and appears to be very sincere and remorseful. The thing I can't get over is that it took her to get caught for her to realize this was wrong. How much longer and how much further would it have gone? I should also note that when we were dating, I found out she made out with a random guy at a bar and put his phone number in her phone as a friend's name. I somehow worked through that and stayed with her. If my daughter was not in the picture, I think I would have packed my bags, but I just don't want to go through a divorce, working out custody, and not getting to see my daughter every day. Not to mention the thought of her being involved with another man when my wife would move on and find someone else. What would you do? Sorry, bud, but all signs to this farce of a relationship leads to nothing more but misery and hurt from her endless manipulations and deceptions. Everything about her is nothing but red flags, especially this. I should also note that when we were dating, I found out she made out with a random guy at a bar and put his phone number in her phone as a friend's name. I somehow worked through that and stayed with her. Brother, you knew then what she was. Why did you insist on staying? She's not remorseful for you. She's remorseful for getting caught. One of the many things about cheaters is that the majority of the time, they never stop of their own choice, only when they get caught. She didn't love you to stop when she started her affair, and she didn't love you when you ended it by discovering her deception. She's using you to rug sweep her dirty deeds. She needs true consequences for her actions. And trust us all in this thread when we tell you this affair wasn't just emotional, it was physical. For nearly a year, she's been sleeping with her love partner. She's just trying to minimize her damage for sympathy points. Right now, she's playing the victim card. I guarantee once you truly stand against her, her tune will change to hostile, defensive, and defiant. Right now, you need a clear head, and that means getting her away from you. Tell her to stay with family or friends if she's really remorseful, until you are ready to bring her back. If you can't do that, gray rock her. 180. Could you have been more attentive and communicated better? Yes, but so could she. This is why communication is extremely important in any relationship. You never cheated, she did. Don't guilt yourself into staying with someone who doesn't love and respect you. And it's time to get some legal options going. And before you doubt yourself in kicking her out, remember this. 10 months she replaced you. 10 months she's put someone else inside her. In 10 months, she's betrayed not just you, but your daughter as well. Think about the ramifications to what happened if your wife kept this going. She would be pregnant with that man's kid and trick you into raising the child while she continued to live the rich life of cake eating. I know much of what I'm saying is harsh, but it's for your own good. The real question is, my dude, what are you willing to give up? He should get a lawyer and a personal therapist. He needs help since he refused to acknowledge that she is a cheater and liar. He must wake up. He should tell the other spouse what's going on and end this farce of a marriage for his kids' sake. He should teach his kids that it is not acceptable to cheat and lie.